Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your standard 8th social science GSEB chapter number 5 natural disasters. Now students, disasters means what? Right, so disaster is a sudden calamitous means we have heard about calamities, right? So sudden calamitous event bringing great damage, loss or destruction, right? So many a time there is a lot of destruction happening naturally, okay, so which is known as disaster. Or many a times there is a lot of destruction or damage done due to man-made disasters also, for example fire, accident, right? So due to any reason, if there is a destruction, it is known as disaster. Loss or damage or destruction, it is known as disaster. So now when we talk about disasters, there are two types of disasters, right? Man-made disasters and natural disasters, right? So we have listened or heard about this many a times. So what are man-made disasters? So disasters which occur due to men, right? That is, as I said, fire, then accident, right? So these are the examples of man-made disaster. Then if we talk about natural disasters, so natural disasters are disasters which occur naturally, right? For example earthquake, cyclone, flood, right? So these are natural disasters. So in this chapter we will study about natural disasters. Now even in natural disasters there are two types, right? So first type is the disaster or disaster occurring due to the changes in the interior of the earth, right? So when there is a change in the interior of the earth, disasters like earthquake, tsunami and volcano occurs. And second type of natural disaster is the disaster which occurs or takes place due to changes on the surface of the earth. So such kind of disasters are cyclone, flood, forest fire, drought, etc., right? So our first part, that is, we'll see the disaster which occurs due to changes in the interior of the earth, and the first one is earthquake, right? So what is earthquake, students? So the weak upper crust of earth suddenly experience tremors. Now tremors means what? So tremors means shaking of the earth, right? So the weak upper crust means the layer of the earth, that is the upper layer of the earth which is known as crust. So the weak upper crust of earth suddenly experiences tremors either due to collision means what? Clash, either due to collision of plates. So as we all know that below the crust or the upper layer of the earth there are plates, right? And if there is a collision or if these plates clash with each other, right, then due to that there are tremors experienced, which is known as earthquake. Or due to the tremendous pressure in the interior of the earth. Now what is this pressure about, right? So many a times we have seen that due to earthquake, or if the earthquake happens, there are cracks formed on the surface of the earth, and from those cracks gases come out, right? So there is a lava inside the earth or a volcano inside the earth, right? And there are many a times gases formed inside the earth. So when this gases, right, we have seen the pressure cooker at our home. In the pressure cooker also, when the gas is turned on, and when the vapor inside the cooker increases, then there is a CT, right, whistle, which blows. In the similar way, in the earth's crust also there are volcanoes, right? And due to it a lot of gases are formed inside it, and it needs space to come out. So at some places where there are weaker upper layer, so due to it the pressure of the gases, the upper layer of the crust gets broken, that means cracks are formed and the gases come out, okay? Waves or tremors of earthquake originate from its hypocenter. Now what is hypocenter, right? So in this picture you can see here on the left hand side, right, this is hypocenter, okay? Left hand side there are plates given, okay? So hypocenter means what? right? So hypocenter is the focus of an earthquake, right? See, this is the hypocenter, right? Here you can see this is hypocenter, right? Okay, so beneath or below the surface of the earth, from where the earthquake originates, right, that is known as hypocenter or the focus. Okay, then what is written over here, we'll see. Waves or tremors of earthquake originate from its hypocenter, which is deep below the surface of the earth. Such sudden shaking or trembling is known as earthquake. Earthquake waves are created from the epicenter. So earthquake waves are created from the epicenter. Now epicenter means what? So we have seen this hypocenter from where the earthquake originates, right? And then above that the crust or the surface of the earth is there, right? So epicenter means what? The part of the earth's surface directly above the focus of an earthquake, or the directly above the hypocenter, right? So this part is directly above the hypocenter, right, where the earthquake is felt first, and the origination point, right? Origination point is hypocenter, and above that the epicenter, right, from where the earthquake spreads. Okay, so earthquake waves are created from the epicenter. During the process of an earthquake occurs due to internal disturbance in the earth. Okay, the waves of earthquake spread outward from the epicenter. So here we have seen the picture of epicenter also, right? The point on the surface of the earth exactly above the hypocenter or focus is known as epicenter. So that we have already discussed. The intensity of the earthquake is felt the maximum around the epicenter, right? So as I've already explained, what is hypocenter and what is epicenter. So what is given over here, that the tremors or the earthquake, the intensity of the earthquake is maximum, right? So maximum earthquake is felt around the epicenter. The intensity of the earthquake decreases as we move away from the epicenter, right? The effects of an earthquake depend on the intensity of the earthquake. So if the intensity is very much more, right, if the intensity is too much, then the destruction will be a lot more, and at the place where there the intensity of earthquake is less, the destruction will be less. We can measure the intensity of the earthquake and know its point of origin or hypocenter with the help of a seismograph, right? So what is seismograph? It is a kind of instrument which is used to measure the intensity of the earthquake. Now there are three main reasons for the occurrence of an earthquake. So what are the reasons? We'll see that. First one, earthquake caused by volcanic eruption, right? So when there is a volcanic eruption, then many a times due to that also earthquake occurs, right? Second one is earthquake caused by strike slip fault, right? So strike slip fault means what? Faults means the cracks, right? So strike slip fault means, I'll show you the picture and explain it to you. Okay, yes, here in the picture you can see the strike slip fault, right? So what does that mean? So here you can see the two blocks of rock, right? So ultimately these are the plane surface, right? So this plane surface, right, when they move horizontally or sideways, okay, so you can see here two arrows, right? One arrow that is moving towards this side, okay, and one arrow that is moving towards this side. So when there is a earthquake, right, these blocks of rocks moved sideways, right, or horizontally on either side. Either side means one going towards this side and another going towards this side, okay, of the fault plane. So due to this the earthquake is caused, right? There is a movement in the plates horizontally or sideways, and due to that the earthquake is caused. Okay, so that is strike slip fault. Now we'll see the another reason, that is the earthquake caused by subduction in an active subduction zone. So what is subduction? We'll see that. Okay. Yes. So subduction means what? So subduction is a geological term, right? And for in this subduction, what happens that the Earth's tectonic plates, right? As we all know that there are tectonic plates below the surface of the Earth. So this Earth's tectonic plates, uh, they start sinking under another. One plate starts sinking under another. So here you can see that this part is the lithosphere and even this part is the lithosphere. So one part of the lithosphere is going downward, right? You can see the arrow over here. So one part of the lithosphere is going downward, right? So what is given over here, that is one of the Earth's tectonic plates starts sinking under another, and when this happens we can get earthquakes, volcanoes, and the recycling of the Earth's rock take place due to subduction. So I hope so that subduction is clear. Okay, so ultimately subduction means what? It is the sideways or the downward movement of the edge of a plate, okay, of the Earth's crust into the mantle beneath the another plate. So one plate is, this is the plate, right? So one plate moves downward like this and the another plate moves upward. So this is known as subduction. Okay. The center of the Earth is approximately 6,371 kilometers from Earth's surface. Now the next disaster is volcano, right? So volcano refers to an opening in the Earth's crust from which molten lava, rock fragments, ashes, dust and gases are ejected from below the Earth's surface. So here you can see the picture of the volcano is given, right? And when there is eruption of this volcano, eruption means what? When the volcano comes out, right? So when this volcano comes out, you can see this part, right? This is known as vent, VENT. That is the opening from where the volcano comes out, right? So it is known as VENT, vent. So when this volcano comes out, as it is written, molten lava, then rock, then fragments, then ashes, right? All these things comes out, gases. So all these things comes out from the surface of the Earth. Volcanic eruption occurs due to four main reasons. So first one is high temperature in the interior of the Earth. So that we have already discussed that beneath or below the surface of the Earth also there is lava or the volcano, and due to which there is a high temperature created over there. Creation of the magma. So due to this very high temperature, more and more magma is created. Then creation of gases and vapor is there. Okay, so as there is very high temperature, due to that gases and vapor is created. Rising of magma towards Earth's surface, right? So these are the different reasons for volcanic eruption. The magma is pushed upward by the gases lying under the magma. So the magma is pushed upwards by the gases. So beneath the surface of the Earth there is a lot of gases, and due to that the magma is pushed upwards. Secondly, the water percolating through the cracks and openings of weak rock surface turns into vapor. So as during the time of rainfall or rainy season, the water gets percolated. Percolated means it gets penetrated inside the Earth's surface, and when this water penetrates inside the surface of the Earth, due to it the vapor is formed, because as we know that there is a very high temperature, too much hotness below the Earth's crust or below the surface of the Earth, and due to it this water turns into vapor. This vapor is full of pressure, right? I have given you the example of the cooker, right? So this vapor is full of pressure owing to lack of space. So when this vapor increases and there is no space for it, right, it tries to come out with a great force. So as we have discussed the cooker, right, when the gas is turned on and the vapor is formed inside the cooker, right, the cooker whistles. What is the reason? Because there is no space for the vapor inside, so it tries to come out with full force. So same concept is applicable over here. This vapor also causes magma to rise up. So when this vapor tries to come out, with it the magma also comes out of the surface of the earth, that is the crust of the earth. The gases present in the magma reach near the surface of the earth and erupt with a high pressure in the form of lava, ashes, gases, rock pieces of various shapes and sizes, etc. So this we have already seen in the paragraph above. And this is known as volcano. All these volcanic residuals means the remains which comes out with the volcano or the magma, come on the surface of the earth and form a mountain like structure, right? So that also we know, as and when the volcanoes come out or the mountains which are formed, that is formed just due to the volcanic eruption. Many times a small mountain like structure is formed. Why? Because there is a volcanic eruption over there. So slowly and gradually the volcanoes come out and it starts cooling and a mountain like structure is formed. If the amount of gases and vapor is more and the vent of the earth's surface is narrow, vent I have already shown it to you, so again I'll show it to you. This is vent, right? The opening part on the mountain from where the lava comes out. Okay, so that is known as vent. Okay, so yes, so what we are discussing, if the amount of gases and vapor is more and the vent of the earth's surface is narrow, then the eruption is dangerous. Why? Because we know that the gases, they have formed a lot of pressure, and if it doesn't get enough space to come out, so it will burst, right? So therefore it becomes very dangerous. But if the amount of gases is less and the vent is broad and long, then the molten lava comes out slowly and spreads itself on the earth's surface. So in comparison to the pressure, if the vent, that is the opening on the rock of the mountain, that is the vent is broader or larger, then the volcano can easily come out and it will settle itself. Okay, then further we'll see there are three types of volcanoes. So which are these three types of volcanoes? That is active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. So now what is active volcano? So active volcano is a volcano that erupts regularly or frequently, right? So such kind of volcano is known as active volcano. Next is the dormant volcano. So dormant volcano means a kind of volcano which doesn't or which has not emerged from many years, but it has the chances that sometime or the other time it can erupt, right? So that is known as dormant volcano. And last one is the extinct volcano. So extinct volcano is a kind of volcano which has not erupted from since last 10,000 years. So such kind of volcanoes are known as extinct volcanoes. Okay, now volcanoes are found at various places in the world. There is only one active volcano in India, and that is in the islands of Andaman and Nicobar. Volcanic eruption at any place or region leads to massive destruction in the local area. Okay, so whenever there is a volcanic eruption, so what happens? There is a lot of destruction happening over there. Okay, volcanoes have certain benefits too. So we will see that what are the benefits of the volcano. The fertility of the land increases due to lava. So the soil which is formed from the rock, which is formed from the lava, it is very fertile. The agricultural production is very good due to fertile land in Java and Sumatra. So Java and Sumatra are the islands which are situated near Indonesia. Okay, so these lands are very fertile, and the reason for the fertility of this land is because this land is formed due to volcano. Okay, as it is made of lava. So the potassium rich soil, potassium is a kind of a chemical. So the potassium rich soil from the volcanic residuals helps the farmers to obtain abundant crop production. Abundant means in a large quantity. The hot water springs in the areas of volcano have germ killing property and that cures skin diseases. So many a times if we go to some places, there are hot water springs. Hot water springs means what? That there are places where naturally there is a hot water, right? There is a depression like this formed, okay, in on the surface of the earth, and over there there is a hot water, and which is natural, right? No one hots the means boils that water, it is boiling naturally. And if we take bath in such kind of hot water springs, then the germs, right, it has the capacity to kill the germs. So if any person or the people they have any kind of skin disease, then it can be cured through that hot water springs. At a lower depth from the surface of the earth, certain minerals like mercury, tungsten, tin plating, zinc, aluminum, etc., can be obtained due to volcano. The lava that cools down inside the vent of extinct volcano turns it into diamonds with the passage of the time. So, with the passage of time, right, with the passing of hundreds and thousands and millions of years, from this rocks or the mountains we obtain coal, and also from that we can obtain the diamonds. The small rocks thrown out during volcanic eruption known as lapilli, which has been proved to be very useful as they can be molded easily, right? So this lapilli is a kind of a rock from which we can mold it or make any kind of shape, right? Things of any kind of shape can be made from the lapilli, and therefore it is very helpful, right? So now the next thing is tsunami, right? So this topic will continue in the next lecture, and for today that's it. We'll end our lecture over here. Thank you so much for watching my video, everyone, and if you like my channel, please subscribe it. Okay.